Hello, thank you for joining us today. My name is Carlene.
And I'm Jay. We're also known as Jaylene.
On this channel, we recap and provide our reviews for Married at First Sight.
Today we'll be reviewing episode 17, Crash and Bond.
Welcome to our first time viewers, and welcome back to those who have been with us before. Thank you to those who subscribe, but if you haven't already, please do so now and click that notification bell. Okay, so here we have Emily and Brennan in the hospital. We know that they were on the ATVs and Emily got in an accident, so she was rushed to the hospital. I was surprised that Brennan was actually nice to her. I mean, given this condition, he even gave her a compliment that was physical.
I was surprised as well, but of course he can't act like an ass now after her accident. But I was really surprised how bad it actually was. He said that she had a gash from her forehead to her scalp about 4.5 inches. And once I saw that, I was like, I didn't know it was that bad. I just thank God that she's okay because she looks like healed on the after party. I wouldn't think by seeing her on the after party that the crash was that bad. And if it was what they said, an inch up or down or in one direction, she could be dead. So thank God she's alive.
Yes, I'm glad that she was doing well too. And remember, Brennan, he can't be mean to her now. They were even holding hands.
I'm just waiting to see where it's gonna go downhill because after this, I would say if this was like a normal couple, I would say this would be like a bonding thing that would take them to the next level. If this was a movie, they'll be riding off to the sunset happily ever after. But since this is Brennan, we'll see how long this lasts so he can fake it, so he can look good on camera. Like, this is finally my moment to look good on camera.
Now we have Chloe and Michael getting ready to meet with the other couples at the retreat. So when Michael came out in a skirt, Chloe just couldn't stop talking about it. She continues to mention his attire. She just keeps bringing it up. I think she keeps doing it, maybe like, okay, she keeps mentioning it without actually telling him that she's uncomfortable with it. He'll probably get the hint, but I don't think he cares, right? So he's going to wear it and he's going to wear it proudly.
If she don't like him wearing skirts, just say, Michael, I don't like you wearing skirts. It's like, don't be passive aggressive with it. It's like this whole episode is like every chance she got, I was like, Michael's wearing a skirt, this and the skirt, this and my earrings, this and that. It's like, we all understand you don't like him wearing skirts, female stuff in general. We got it. We got it. And he don't care. He has his style and he's not going to change it for nobody.
But was she trying to be funny, holding the door open for Michael as they were leaving because she was wearing the pants and he was wearing the skirt?
Yeah, that rubbed me the wrong way as well. When I saw that, I was like, oh, she's trying to be funny. She's trying to act like she the man. So she thinks she's Becky Lynch. And he's just the woman. It's like, that's going to bite her in the ass sooner or later.
Well, Chloe and Michael finally got to the house where the retreat was, and Lauren explained why Brennan and Emily wasn't there. So first of all, when you're telling a story like this, please lead with she is okay, because Lauren just kept going on and on. Michael had to stop her in the middle of the story because it was not sounding hopeful at all. Then they had a personal chef come in to make dinner. I miss the other seasons where the men threw down in the kitchen.
So while they're at the table, Claire mentioned before the accident happened with Emily that they were going to have a theme called, I think, what, Dressed as Your Partner Night. And then Chloe kind of had a little smirk and her comment again about, you don't know how close we are to that right now, about him wearing a skirt again. So there we go with that. So it's just ridiculous. Even though it's a funny moment, it just, I'm seeing why she wasn't picked initially.
And it was also confirmed that Michael is now taking ownership of Chloe's jewelry. Michael threw it in their faces that he and Chloe, uh, their values and everything, like they actually align, right? So Lauren advised them to give each other space, something that she didn't experience in the marriage, and then they panned over to Orion. And then Michael was being nosy and he wanted to know about everyone's journey. So no one actually wanted to answer this question, but Orion thought that it was okay to open his mouth. So Lauren rolled her eyes and tried not to look at him, even when he was talking directly to her, and Claire was even giving him looks.
This is why Man Child shouldn't have been on the show. I don't know why they keep asking him to come back. All he doing is starting crap and re-triggering Lauren. I don't understand why you're trying to look good in front of the group, knowing how badly you messed up and you had your chance to make it right and make it right off camera, and now trying to come off good on camera. And the part that really pissed me off is where he told her, "Are you gonna respond as I'm speaking to you?" or something of that nature. I'm like, if we was not on camera, you would have got backhanded by this woman or cut or something. Like, I feel if she wasn't on camera, she would have cussed his ass out. I truly do, because I wanted to cuss him out. I was like, one, why are you being disrespectful? One, she's a black woman. As much as you talk about all your culture and this and that and all that kind of crap, you're triggering her in a way that you know you're triggering her. For whatever reason, I don't know if you want to just take digs at her every chance you get on camera and then ignore her off camera. And then try to say, I want to build a bridge, I want to do this, I miss our connection, yada, 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 yada. But you're just full of crap and you're trying to save face for the camera. But it's too late for all that.
Yeah, instead of saying how she really felt, Lauren just sipped her wine.
I'm glad she didn't go off. I know she's trying to like not give the impression of the stereotype of the angry black woman. But if she would have went off right there, I personally wouldn't have had a problem with it. But I would have, unlike him, I would have put him to the side and put my foot in his ass and lay into him that way. I'm like, hey, I wish she would actually just tell him what she's really thinking and not really try to sugarcoat it or be passive aggressive like, hey, I'm not cool with you. Let's stop talking. If we're in a group setting, we can be cordial. But let's don't speak to me directly in a group setting and make it seem like I'm a bad person and you're a good person. He needs to stop that before he gets his ass whooped by somebody off camera.
Orion thought it was a good idea to talk to Lauren privately. He thinks that he wants to be partners with her, like in this divorce thing. So I'm glad that Lauren actually, or kind of, shared her feelings. Why does he continue to speak to her, trigger her, and then make excuses for it?
I think he's just trying to save face and I guess show America that he's grown and he's a little more mature and all that mumbo jumbo. But I'm like, be more man enough and do this off camera and not on camera. Because that's all she's asking for. Is like, if you want to speak to me, don't just speak to me on camera, try to save face and look like a good person. Do this off camera and we can have a one-on-one. I think she would really tell him more about how she really feels. I don't think she wants to do that on camera either. She'll give him a little bit of how she feels and just not as much as I would like for her to go in on him and tell her how she really feels. But it might trigger him and hurt his feelings, and he might start crying to his mama or his sister about, she yelled at me and blah, 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 like he did a few episodes ago.
So you know how they like to separate, like the girls and the guys, they'll do something. So the ladies had a spa day and Chloe talked about how she's happy to be married to Michael. However, it's his fashion sense that makes it difficult for her to be attracted to him. And I know Lauren was trying to give advice saying how it's triggering, but how can she tell him that who he is and his fashion sense is triggering her?
This is one reason why I don't think someone like her should be matched with someone like him. So this is where the experts messed up. If you've been telling us this whole time, and he said this himself, that he's an acquired taste, pay attention to that. Every woman's not gonna like how he is. So I think they should have got like a unique type of woman to mesh with him better. Maybe there's not one in Denver, but that just means you shouldn't be trying to rematch Michael in the first place. So this was like a mess up on the experts and producers end, but I know why they brought him back is to try to give more life to the show and maybe hopeful that they can get a couple instead of going 0 for 5 like they've been doing for a while now.
So the boys were playing poker, and the fashion thing came up again. And Michael talked about how he wanted to wear Chloe's jewelry. So Brennan, like, he had a confused look on his face. He was like, wait, are you serious? Were you playing? And then Michael's like, both. But it just seemed awkward. And I think they thought it was Chloe's skirt as well.
Brennan just don't seem to know anything about anything, so it don't matter. But I know Michael was semi joking, but not semi joking, just to kind of test and see where she is. But I don't know. Michael's getting the hint where like she ain't fully comfortable. Like she'll like try to be nice and play along with it, but she really don't want you wearing her stuff. So I think I think she might have an issue with his tattoos as well. Because she said I never have someone who have all these tattoos either. So I think this like just overall is like a thing with Michael. I think she might like his personality, and he's a good person. But I think that's all she likes, and maybe his physique. But that's about it. Other than that, I don't think she likes him that way.
Yeah, I think she likes some aspects of him, but will it be enough? Because all the guys that she dated before, I mean, it wasn't working out. And then now Michael, a unique or an acquired taste. But if she keeps bringing it up, the fashion, I know she mentioned the tattoos before, but it's the fashion that's really getting to her. She's going to be fixated on that. I know she talked about she don't want to dwell on it, but I guess when it's in your face and that's all she can mention, but I know it's going to get on his nerves soon.
No, I don't think she'll get past it. She brings it up too much, or at least how it comes across on TV. They edit it where like she's saying like every 5 minutes. So I don't think she'll get past it, and I don't feel bad for Michael because once this show is done airing, he gonna get a lot of poontang pie thrown in his direction, so he'll be good to go.
They did yoga, and this was set up by Lauren. So during that time, what Emily and Becca, they had to sit out, and I guess Emily was bending down or doing something. So Dr. Brennan went in and was like, you can't do that. You're not supposed to be having your head down like that. At first, I didn't know what he was saying, but then I was like, oh, yeah, she shouldn't be having her head down like that. So I guess, and he was right by her. So with this event, like you said before, if it was real life, it would bond them together. But I think he just keeps bringing it up. Like, we've been through this traumatic event, and he just keeps mentioning it. So the yoga instructor talked about how they are wanting them to show compassion. So Brennan was the first one to answer the question about compassion in his marriage, since he's been doing it for the past day.
Does Brennan win a trophy or something for participation? And for whatever reason, is there a man crush going on between Austin and Brennan? Because apparently Brennan shouted out at some point and said, "You look cute," and he was talking to Austin. I'm like, what's going on here? It's like they seem to like each other more than they like their own wives, and I don't know what kind of bond they have, but it's getting on my nerves. It's like, and Brennan is like, I can understand you're trying to show concern for Emily, that you're trying to keep her from messing up her head with the blood and all that kind of stuff, but I'm surprised he even mentioned that to care enough to say anything. I thought he might let her do that and just die. How much he want to try to get out this marriage? Now we're at, what do they call it on TV? American Ninja Warrior, but I think this is what Ninja Nation here. So only thing that we need to know for this scene was Michael and Chloe, they killed it on TV. And then this is where Chloe, for whatever reason, think Michael is hot because he's doing manly things, and she likes that. And then you have Emily and Becca. They're on the sideline being cheerleaders because they can't participate. But apparently on the after party, Chloe and Austin did some things as well that was good, but didn't make it on TV. There's probably a reason why they didn't put y'all dumbasses on TV for showing good stuff, but whatever.
Chloe did enjoy watching her husband go through all those courses. I mean, he was doing a good job getting up to the top. And even when Claire, because I know when they mention it, she was just thinking about her height, but it's all in your mind, right? So she went up there and she was able to get up to the top. Even Brandon kind of looked like, wow, like Claire did it and I couldn't, but it looked like they were having a great time.
So after they get home from the Ninja Nation, I believe it's called, Michael soaking his body, because when you're this age, apparently you have to soak your body. Like if you're a football player, it's like when you're in 20s, you can go hopping, skipping after a game, but when you get in your 30s, it's like, oh nope, you gotta soak these old bones. And I forgot that he's older than these guys, and he was putting in work when they couldn't do anything or didn't try to do anything. So I thought that was funny. And the only reason why I would say, don't get me wrong, they're not going to make it, but based on their age, they're having these conversations that I feel that it would help them in their relationship, but I feel they're having effective communication, not just communication to be having communication. It's like effective communication. If she wasn't on this whole skirt thing, I think they would actually have a chance. But since she's stuck in her little mode of jewelry and skirts and all that mumbo jumbo, is doomed from there.
Yeah, they did reflect on the lack of communication with the other couples. And I guess they were surprised that so many of them, like, they're not even married. So they're glad that, okay, well, at least we're talking. But again, it has to be effective for it to work.
I would be surprised and off-putting for me as well if I'm Michael coming in and how badly the other relationships have taken a turn, and I don't know if they have spoken to him behind the scenes of actually what went wrong in those relationships or what kind of conversations were had. But it's like, it took me back to when he got married, where you're like trying to get advice from Manchild and Brennan, the two worst people on this cast who you should be getting advice from about a relationship. So it's like, I feel he doesn't need their advice. He's mature enough. He seems to like to have the mindset of being a good husband and making a relationship work. You just need your other half to have the same mindset.
So Becca is upset because Austin continues to lie about the intimacy, and Austin is tired of Becca bringing it up because in her eyes, it seems like he's not making an effort, even though he's not making an effort, but to her, it seems like he's not. So she mentioned how they are making out more, but that's about it. So Austin is losing his patience. Remember how he was patient in the beginning, and that's what Becca liked about him? Now that Becca is sharing her emotions, he is punishing her for it.
From Becca's end, I can see why she's upset. If I'm Becca and you're telling me as Austin, yes, when we get up here to this retreat, we gonna get busy. If you're telling me that, that's my expectation. That's what's going down. And then you turn around, it's like, no, I want to wait. I'm not there. And all the other crap that he's pulling. And I'm like, do you understand or seeing or hearing what you're saying? On the after party, he made it seem like I'm subconsciously, I'm saying, yeah, we're going to do it, but then we don't do it. So I'm like, do you hear what you're saying? You're telling us and you're telling her that You're saying you're going to do it, but then you do the exact opposite. So as you're upset, how she always brings it up, she's equally upset. It's like, I'm going to give you $1,000, but yet you never give me my $1,000. So that's my issue with Austin. It's like, don't mean what you say what you mean. If you don't want to sleep with this woman, tell her that and tell her why, so she can leave you alone and stop bringing it up. But like I said, I think I said this last week, if I am Becca, just don't bring it up no more. Just get it in your mind, he don't want to sleep with you. You may not understand why, just understand that he don't want to sleep with you, and that's his loss. So go find someone else who actually wants to be with you, wants to be desired, because I wish we could understand. I kind of wish, what's his physical type? Because I'm thinking, is Becca not his physical type, and that's why he doesn't want to sleep with her? Or have she did or said something that turned him off in that way? Or is he trying to just save face for the camera and show the PDA, but nothing else?
Yes, Becca. His answer is no, even though he's not actually saying it. Just look at his actions, because it's just going to be this cycle where you're going to keep bringing it up. He's going to say, okay, and then somehow it's not going to happen, and you're going to continue to be upset and hurt. Well, that's all we have for episode 17. What are your thoughts on episode 17? We'd love to hear from you. Please put your thoughts in the comments. Please continue to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to click that notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos.
Just the end note for the next episode. Apparently, Chloe reaches her breaking point and wants to leave and wants her space, which is completely bullcrap, but whatever. And we got Becca crying again about Austin and whatever else is going on then. But other than that, that's the end of the episode, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye.